Have any of that theme song and music and all that right now.
Dun dun dun.
Because we're just getting started again. You know us as the Roundtable Talk. My name is Christopher Jones. I also have on the line with me
Trisha.
Trisha Primo. And so Perry Busby might sneak up in here, and then Terry Roy might sneak up in here too. So um, yeah, we definitely wanted to come on and let the viewers of the Knowledge is Power podcast, family members of the Round Table Talk, know that we are officially coming back. Thank you 100% to Tony Renfro for allowing us this opportunity and this platform to get information out, and that's what we're here for. We talk about national happenings as well as state happenings and local happenings, things that you really need to take into consideration and or become informed on. So, um, without further ado, I definitely want to thank Trisha for being on and thank all of those that may tune in just a short second. So, yeah, I want to. There's a few things that we have to talk about. But being that this is, our first official show, and we're late, but this is our official show. So, um, I wanted to start locally, right? And just for the sake of people that may be watching and or listening, Trisha is currently in New York, but she is a resident of Beaumont, Texas.
Yes. Yes,
So,
I had to come home to take care of my mom. Well, I have to. I came home to take care of my mom, who needs me, and I'm not sure how long I'm going to be here. It'll be a minute. She's had some medical issues, but when it resolves, I will be home.
and so you have it.
Believe
That's
me, no one wants to stay in New York.
so, Trisha. What local news have you heard in New York?
Water, 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 water.
Girl, don't start that. Don't start
I'm
that.
just telling you, it's the water.
Did
You
you
guys got a
smell
press
it
conference
in New
tomorrow.
York, or did you hear about it in New York?
I heard about it in New York. I don't
Oh,
stop.
okay.
I wish I could turn my water. If I could flip this around, I would turn my water on for you guys right now and drink directly from the faucet. It is crystal clear, beautiful water.
Oh man. Well, they say ours is crystal clear here.
I saw a video. Someone's lying to y'all.
Um.
My God.
Well, no, Trisha. We've been having water issues here in the city of Beaumont for a while, right?
I've been yelling about it for about 5 or 6 years now.
Right. So, what information can you give me?
Well,
Current information that you have, or that you could give me on this water issue.
I don't know if they'll announce this at the press conference tomorrow or not at 10 a.m. on a Friday that, everybody's welcome to attend. But currently, as
Oh,
of,
that's the city council thing tomorrow.
yes, they're having a press conference about the water
Hmm.
at 10 a.m.
Okay.
Um, I think it's at
See,
the
she way in New York.
Lakeside Center, maybe.
Yeah.
Um,
The event center
I'm sorry.
or the Lakeside Center.
Yeah, yep, at 10
Okay.
a.m. 10 a.m. Which is ridiculous on a Friday. I'm not even going to try to hide my sarcasm here. That's ridiculous. 10 a.m. on a
You can.
Friday.
I mean, this is the round table
Everybody better
talk.
be there.
This is
You
where we normally
all
do.
better just drop your jobs and go. You don't need your
Exactly.
jobs. You're not paying the taxes for your dirty water. It's fine.
Exactly.
As of, well, what I've been told is that they're blaming the drought. Apparently, God's at fault, despite the 34 notices of violation since August 19th of this year,
Okay.
issued by TCEQ.
Wait. So the drought is what brought this on.
Well, that's what I've heard online. I've seen comments, including from one of our esteemed council members, that it's the drought. The drought's the problem. It's all the drought's fault, which in other words is God, because that's an act of God. So it's God's fault. That your water's brown. Well, our water, I'm saying yours because I'm not there. I'm drinking crystal clear water. I wish I could ship it.
Oh, well, yeah, keep throwing that out there, why don't you?
I wish I could ship it. But yeah, it's being said that it's the drought's fault. That's why all these problems are occurring. But there's 34 notices of violations that consist of things like holes in the top of the storage tank at East Lucas, not cleaning things, no backflow prevention put in place. Yeah, the Lucas tank is the one that really gets me the most because a year ago I got into a very heated discussion with the same esteemed council member who told me I was a failed taxi manager and a fearmonger, and that the Lucas tank had been fixed. And guess what? It wasn't fixed.
So, so, so let's be clear. Let's be clear. Okay, because you remember, if y'all could remember, a few years back, let's go way back, right fast, right? Let's see who was the mayor at the time. Becky Ames was the mayor. Kyle Hayes was the manager. Do y'all not remember when the city manager told the city council and mayor that we had no infrastructure problems whatsoever? We had no infrastructure issues at all. No problems whatsoever.
All other cities have problems.
So, Trisha, there's a hole at the top of the reserve, you said?
Yeah, it's been there since 2016.
Okay,
And they've
so
known that.
when did
The
when did we
elevated storage tank, the big blue thing you're looking at. There's
yeah.
holes. There's holes in the top of it. It's open to the atmosphere and everything, the bird shit, the rain, whatever. That's where your clean water comes from. I have the documentation to prove it.
Right, and that's what after okay, so that's the big blue tower in the that stands real high. You can
Yep.
see it sometimes they paint on them and this, that, and the other, right?
Yep.
Okay, so you said that's open at the top?
No, there's holes at the top.
Oh, okay, so like it's rusted, it's worn.
Somehow there's holes. It could be rust. I didn't actually see
Yeah.
it. I read it on the TCEQ website.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
And they're not taking care of it. They're not cleaning it. The housekeeping is poor, and it's not kept in a condition that is suitable for storing drinking water.
So this citation from TCEQ is similar to all citations in the past.
This one is exactly the same as the one issued on April 21st of 2020. That is still active. That 2021 is still active, and now we have a second one that became active 8/31/23. And when you have repetitive things like that, it costs the taxpayers more money every time. Not to mention the fact you're paying for the water you can't use, and you're taking a risk of getting sick. Big risk. You know what's flying around up there? It's sad. It's very sad. And 1 year ago, almost to the day, I had this conversation with Mr. Getz on the Advocates page. And he told me that Bart told him that it was fixed and that I was a fearmonger and full of crap. And that's quotes. I'm using quotes. But as of 8/31, we still haven't fixed it.
Wow.
In fact, the Corona consultants actually addressed that issue while they were here for $70,000. Yeah, $70,000+ that we spent on them. They addressed that issue, and we were told that they were going to fix. Well, they were going to clean and maintain tanks so often, so many at a time. Considering the fact that it has holes in it, and it's been that way since 2016 or 17.
And that's probably just when they noticed it because the local TCEQ lies in bed with the
Yeah, they sure do. And we have evidence of that too. I don't say things unless I can prove them, and I've been spreading this proof for years. As so,
you and Karen
others.
as well.
Hmm?
Karen Norwood has as well.
Karen Norwood, Terry Roy, James Eller, you. I mean, there's a group of people, and we've all had our repercussions for doing that too. We've all had different things that we've been made to deal with that otherwise probably we wouldn't have been.
Yeah.
And they've called us names publicly, and they've accused us of being liars, among other things. And turns out none of that's true. And what gets me the most is that, there's more than enough evidence to prove all of these things. But what are the citizens doing? Like, when it's happening to specific people, when it's going on, people care. But the minute it stops, it's over. Nobody wants to talk about it anymore. And I don't understand that, because obviously it's a reoccurring issue, whether it's the storage tank or the brown water or whatever. There's always a problem with the water in one way or another. So what is going on? Why are people afraid to speak up? Why are we tolerating this? And, let's think about the repercussions years from now. Our
Mm.
children now are going to want to have children someday. What are we going to do when those children are sick? I can't hear you.
I said absolutely correct. Absolutely,
I mean,
100% correct.
we're not we're stuck on the short term, like no one's sick now, so we don't have to worry about it. But sick now is actually kind of mild compared to what's going to come.
So
It's
have
crazy.
we been able to test the water since the drought?
I'm not aware of anybody who has. That doesn't mean that they haven't.
Right.
But I will tell you that some of the violations, quite a few of them actually, are because the city's not providing records about testing.
Yeah.
And what they are providing is not up to standard. Like, if the chlorine thing is supposed to be a certain way, and they can't prove whether it is or isn't. And it's odd, because what they want numbers for, the city shouldn't be able to provide right now, because we're in they changed the chlorine to something else. Can't think of the word right now. But I mean, these records should be readily available, which is another thing. One of the NOVs is that records are not available upon request to TCEQ. And that is a repetitive violation. That is something
Yeah.
we keep doing. Last time it was in regards to customer complaints. This time I'm not exactly positive what it's in regards to, other than chlorine residuals, and there was one other. Oh, the fluoride and ammonia.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Um,
so I know that they were talking a few years ago about changing the chemical makeup or the chemical process that the
I'm
water
pretty
has to
sure
go
they
through. So
change it every
moving,
day without trying.
huh?
I'm pretty sure they change that chemical makeup every day without trying. It's crazy. The things that are going on with the water should not be going on. They don't go on everywhere else. And
Well,
even if they did,
I will say this: the water is funky and brown all over Southeast Texas.
I believe it.
Beaumont is not the only place that's suffering this bad, but
Really.
we got to keep in mind
Where are they
Beaumont
buying
does
their
sell
water
their
from?
water to a lot of people in Southeast Texas.
They sure do. They sure
So,
do. I haven't had time to investigate if people or places that purchase Beaumont water. I don't know what's going on in those places. I haven't had time to look into that. But that is a good question. Are other
yeah.
places that get water from us, are they suffering all of this?
Well,
Are
I
they
mean,
under
you know,
drought
they
conditions
said
too?
it's safe to drink, Trisha.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, sure.
I mean,
Don't drink the water.
so like this is my low key disclaimer. I'm not a professional. I'm not a scientist. I'm not in the health field or none of that. But this is just my recommendations to the public about the use of this water. Do not, number one, do not submerge your entire body in it. Do not take a bath in it. Do not sit in that water.
Please.
Number two, do not take extended showers in that water.
Depending on the smell, maybe don't take a shower.
I mean, once it runs, put your rag under there, you know, and then put your rag back under there, and then you know, and then put your rag back under there. You know, don't go to your face then, but you're supposed to.
Brush your teeth with it.
Don't brush your teeth with it at all. My I get I have the little small bottles of water. I use those. One little small bottle of water can like last me a day, and that's just brushing my teeth in the morning and brushing my teeth at night.
If you are fortunate enough, put a filter on your water and
I wouldn't even
change
do that
it.
'cause
I
right
wouldn't
now
either
it's still
because
waste
the
money.
minute the filter is contaminated, it's
Right.
contaminated. But it's better than nothing. It's
True.
better than raw
True.
water at this point.
Well, I will say this, and this is how I know it's all over Southeast Texas. So my back itch. Trisha, you see me struggling over here?
Well, let me tell you before you change the subject. When I am in Beaumont, I have skin issues like you would not believe. I get scaly, like itchy, and I'm not going to lie, it's kind of embarrassing, but I'm going to tell the truth because people deserve the truth. The only thing that takes care of it is antifungal cream. I am in New York. I've been here a couple of weeks now, and I don't have one itch, one nothing anywhere. No, nothing.
Man, so
And it
your
was
water that clean?
completely gone within a week.
So you believe it's the water, or is it something else?
No, it's the water. I
Okay.
mean, that's what else could it be? Like the sun is the same here as it is there. You know, like I mean,
And so that's for me, that's the reason I give that information out to people. You know what I'm saying?
mhm.
Do not wait for a long period of time for um, you know that to take place. Uh,
Yeah.
Somebody's trying to come in.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Oh, looky. What's up, brother?
I'm just trying to see if you had it all worked out.
I figured it out eventually.
Tony, why
But,
aren't you on camera?
I, I'm not in camera position.
I know the feeling.
good, thanks.
How
Say just
things
like
going,
that.
guys?
Oh, it's going pretty good, man. I'm
Good.
like I said, we're learning. Just getting everything up and running.
I see
Definitely
that.
want
I
to.
just turned it on to see how you have it set up, and
Yeah.
I've got to change something in the Facebook uh, system so I can get the other channel on. But you're on all the rest of them.
Okay.
Look like you're on all the channels except
I saw
one.
YouTube in Southeast Texas, and then the
Yes, 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 yes.
360.
Right, you're there. You're there. So there's only one missing. I'll get that fixed. So y'all go
Okay.
and do your thing. Or just stop by to say hello. Hello, everybody.
Yes, indeed. So, yeah, Trisha, that I just give that information to to our neighbors. Do not drink the water.
Yeah.
You know, if you're gonna boil it, don't boil it in a pot that you're gonna ever use again because that's no longer you can no longer use that. Um,
I think the rules are if you're going to boil it, you got to rapid boil it for 5 minutes. I think. Don't quote me on that, but that's what I would do. Well, that's what I
yeah,
did. Yeah, I would rapid boil it for 5 minutes. I wouldn't take chances. I wouldn't even just
man,
do that. I would just go get bottled water.
correct.
I mean, it's not
Yeah.
fair, and
I
a lot of
mean,
people can't afford
the
it, but
restaurants here are still serving food. They're still serving fountain drinks.
I
They're still
heard.
serving, tea, different things like that.
I also
But
heard that
again,
there's.
they have the public believing, or they say that you can drink the water. Now, I will say, Trisha, I will say it's a bunch of people that that believe that they could drink water and probably have. Um, but all I hear is folks got the you know the the bubble guts.
I believe it, and that's. Listen, the things that bad water can cause a person are deadly. Um, like Flint, Michigan, what was it, Legionnaire's disease? They broke out with it, and their water actually looked better than ours at the time. Um, I think it killed like 12 people, if I'm not mistaken, something like that along those lines. Um, E. coli will kill you in a minute. Staph infection, uh, a million different things, and
Yeah,
that's just the now. Like this could have long term effects Our children's children could be born with the effects of this. Think about that. You've got, a school-age child now. You're looking forward to grandchildren later in your life. What are you going to do if you find out that the water has caused your grandchild some kind of problem? God forbid. People need to just start paying attention and caring. I don't understand why that's not happening. I really don't. It's sad. It's very sad. We deserve better than this.
I totally agree. Um, especially when it comes to the the health and safety of residents, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Think about the patients with kidney dialysis.
I was about
They
to
do.
say you have hospitals that that are on the same water source. Um,
And the city puts notices out, and then at the very end says, please inform all of the residents of apartment complexes and the hospitals and the centers. Why are they not the first people notified? You've got people in there in dialysis fighting for their lives already. Now the city that's actually supposed to protect them, because the city is to serve us, well, it might be making it worse. I mean, that's a big chance to be taken. And it's seriously, people have got to start making noise. Things have to change. You've got an infrastructure that's collapsed. I mean, I hear that there are 275 leaks. We have 9 crews and 1 contractor fixing those things. Their leaks are popping up quicker than they're fixing them.
and that's just in the, you know what I'm saying, right now in the droughted period. Could you just imagine once we start getting some rain and that
Yep.
ground starts shifting again,
Yep.
those pipes are gonna snap all over again.
And we've been saying it for years. The infrastructure is crumbling. It's, as far as I can see, as far as I can tell, it's already crumbled.
Correct. I mean, well, the city manager that we have now has identified those issues
I don't know.
compared
I'm
to.
not impressed at the moment with our city manager. I saw
mean,
a
we
podcast on
can't.
the city website the other day, and he's telling people go ahead and drink the water and everything's fine, nothing's wrong. That I went hard for that man. I thought he was the person for that position, and I'm disappointed because I don't see him taking the action that I'd like to see him taking. I could be wrong. I'm not there, but I mean, this is an emergency, and it requires emergency behavior from all of those in charge.
I agree. I agree. I was on a show not too long ago, and they spoke about, well, we actually spoke about, taking accountability, and that's not only for you pressuring or pushing accountability on somebody. You have to take accountability as well.
Yep.
And I definitely will say, like Trisha said, reach out to your council. Reach out, and you have 4. You have 4 elected city officials: the mayor, your ward council, and the 2 at-large council. That's 4 people. I just so happen to live in Ward 3, so that's Aldwin, AJ, Randy Felshaw, and Roy West. If you live in South Park or the Pearl Orchard or uh, Terrell Park, your elected officials is Chris Durio, AJ Turner, Randy Felshaw, and Roy West. If you live in Ward 1, your elected representatives are Taylor Neal, AJ Turner, Randy Felshaw, and Roy West. If you live in Ward 2, your elected officials is Mike Getz, AJ Turner, Randy Felshaw, and Roy West. You have 4 people you need to address about, one, the water, and any other issues that you may have that's going on in the city of Beaumont. Yeah. What else, Trisha?
I just encourage everybody who can attend tomorrow at 10 a.m. to go to that press conference and ask whatever questions you may have or voice your opinion. I strongly suggest voicing your opinion. Your voice is your biggest asset. It matters. You just have to make it heard. And this is a situation, it's an emergency. It requires emergency type behaviors and solutions. And if we don't start demanding it, we're never going to get it. The infrastructure has collapsed. The water, it's not drinkable. We're in Harvey type situations. Like, this is serious. So eventually, if it's not fixed, we're not going to have water, period. And without water, you have Beaumont. So people need to start paying attention. It's time to make our government accountable. And we are just as accountable. If we don't hold our government officials accountable, then we're accountable too. We are just as much at fault as them. Now, I can sit here and scream at the city of Beaumont till I'm blue in the face, but it's every single person's fault who's not doing something about it.
Absolutely.
Being complacent is the same as being part of the problem.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely. I totally.
I'm just begging citizens, please get involved. I mean, you guys, we all deserve better than this, and our children deserve better, and our grandchildren deserve better.
And this is also something that's happening statewide. The drought, not water. You know, in particular, some cities or small towns have resorted to purchasing water from other municipalities during this drought. Um, so yeah, you definitely want to be mindful of where your water come from, and make sure that your local government um, has your best interest at heart, especially when it comes to your health and safety.
yeah, that's their job.
Yeah. My next topic on the state level, Trisha, because we got some old city stuff we can go back to, but on the state level, Trisha, have you heard anything about our attorneys general?
I have not. I have not.
So I'm glad you haven't.
I've been so
So
busy.
he's actually undergoing the impeachment process as we speak.
What do you do now? Or is this
I've
old
been
stuff
running from the law. I mean, he been running from the law.
still?
He been running from the law.
I thought maybe there was something new. So we're finally going to impeach him, or we're going to talk about impeaching him.
Girl, they gonna talk about it. But look, this is the thing about it. This is the thing about it. I'm not just gonna talk about it. I'm not. And one of the main reasons I'm not just gonna talk about it is because I see the discrepancies that come from his office that reach way down here. From his office that reach way down here.
Shit
From
rolls
his
downhill.
office that reach way down here. If I do an open records request for any crime or anything against Beaumont Police Department, I don't need to hear from Ken Paxton, who is also a criminal, denying me of my request. I don't want it. So that means my next person is my lieutenant governor. And that's who got my request. And either if you don't get it, then the next move is for me to go to the Department of Justice, because Greg Abbott is nothing but the face of Texas. That's it. That's all he is. The face of Texas, and he is spending your money. He is spending your money. He is spending your money and spending your money and spending your children's money. Sending people who are not from this country on trips that you will never, ever, ever be able to afford. But you paying for it. You paying to send people all over the nation as Texans. But I guarantee you, if you save your money, you could probably go, but you ain't gonna go all willy nilly like the alleged immigrants who are flooding the southern border. That's not gonna happen. Y'all stop believing some of this stuff, man. Stop believing some of the stuff that they talking about, especially at that southern border. All that's not true. I will say you are targeting brown people, though. I will say that. Freed people. You are targeting freed people. You are targeting U.S. citizens. You are also targeting brown people with a visa. That's what you're doing. That's what you're doing. Not to mention June, July, June, July. I'll say June. Yeah, June. Y'all wrote up a bunch of laws and passed them in September. Oh, I saw it. I saw it. 774 new laws have been implemented September 1st, 2023. 774 new laws. That's a whole new constitution. So if y'all not voting, if y'all not playing politics, or you don't engage in politics, or whatever it is you clichely say, oh, I don't do with politics, they're taking your liberties at the day by day. Even if you do have some nasty water, according to the state of Texas, your ass gotta shut up and drink it. And shut up and drink it. Because you have relinquished so many liberties, you have relinquished so many freedoms by not participating at the ballot box, by not holding that individual accountable, whether you elected them or not. But I'm telling you, these people are out to get you. And call me a fear monger. I'm telling you I'm telling you what's happening. It's happening. 774 new laws, and now one of them is to regulate them. But they are allegedly the people of a small government. I will say it, and I don't care who else get mad. I really do believe. I really do believe Republicans do not know how to lead. And I don't care what color you are. I heard a friend of mine say, no, it's just white Republicans. No. I really do believe that Republicans do not know how to lead. I
I'm
believe
gonna
that
have to agree.
I believe that some Democrats will lead your ass straight to the pit. To the Republican for castration. How about that? Because they both on the same side of the bird. Feed the bird.
I have to agree. That's why I don't claim a party because.
So, in the state of Texas, 774 new laws have been passed as September 1st, 2023.
People are committing crimes, don't even know they're committing crimes.
Correct.
Because you're committing at least one. I don't care who you are. Wait till you find out.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do here on Knowledge's Power podcast, specifically on the Roundtable Talk, is we're gonna break these down like every other Thursday when we come on, right? Because there's gonna be topics that we're gonna tackle, and then we're gonna definitely hit that information on some of these new laws.
To know what these laws are.
Yeah, you got to know what governs you. You got to know the rules and regulations that govern you. I think, like in my reading, one of the ones that kind of make common sense to me is that if child support is awarded, it doesn't say to who. If child support is awarded, both the mother and the father have to get a job. Now, how you gonna regulate that? It, like I said, it's common sense.
What if you've got a parent who can't work because they've got children?
Girl, you live in the state of Texas, honey. You better find you some child care. You better apply for child care.
What if you can't afford the child care? Do you know what the minimum wage is in Texas?
Yeah, I know. But I'm gonna tell you again. Republicans obviously do not know how to lead. No right laws.
I can't argue with that because we got McDonald's up here in Rochester, New York, who's paying $19.50 an hour to start flipping burgers. So yeah, I have to agree. $19.50. The minimum wage here is $15 or $17 an hour. An hour.
I need to move over there and do McDonald's.
I'm telling you.
Fries.
Listen, I was flipping burgers at 16 for $4.75. So I'll go do it for $19.50. I don't care. I don't care.
I remember that too.
It was 1998.
16, 17.
Yeah, no, 1996. Now there's my age.
Yep, like I said, 16, 17.
Yeah. Oops. Well, I'm just saying it's $19.50 to flip burgers up here, and people up here say they can't afford daycare, which I believe it's New York. But I mean,
well, I was about to say, so they get paid $19.50 up there, but the cost of living is higher than it is here too, right?
some of it. If you're a cigarette smoker, you're screwed. If you like gasoline for your car, you're screwed. But the food prices are basically the same. A little bit different here and there. Maybe even a little bit lower for some things. But yeah, like rent and things, those are a little bit higher, electricity, but not that substantially. Like people up here are living pretty well, actually.
Yeah.
When I look around and I'm like, well, New York sucks because all this stuff that goes on. But then again, they all seem like they're doing well. And they don't have brown water.
Well,
Just saying.
you got that. You got that. So statewide, anything you want to add, Trisha, statewide?
No, that's a lot of laws. Yeah, that's a lot of laws. People need to, I'm all for voting. You got to get out there and vote. But get educated. Pay attention. Know what you're voting for. I'll go back to local. We've got local elections, things going on pretty soon, things going on the ballot. I don't even think they should go on the ballot. Term limits should stay off the ballot because people don't understand it. Educate yourselves, people.
So the city of Beaumont will be undergoing some charter changes that is due on the ballot in November, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And I remember going to city council, and there was a little discussion about putting the measures on the ballot.
I just watched last week's city council meeting, and oh my God,
I mean, like that makes sense to put the measure on the ballot. You don't have to look. It don't have to be this. It don't have to be the dissertation, but give me a general synopsis of what you want me to vote yes and or no on, right?
Well,
Don't just say, we're going to change the language. Do you want to change the language in the charter?
We're going to put an A before the word. That's what I listened to today. I was listening to the last meeting, and by the time it was all said and done, my head was spinning. And I pay it I do educate myself. My head was spinning. We're gonna stagger terms in 4 years for this, and then. But you're trying to intentionally confuse people.
That part.
Well, until people are educated, I think that should stay off the ballot. It's that important.
Within that 774 new laws, municipalities had to give up some kukum too. Give me some kukum. We want the kukum. They want it. They want your power, people. Look at what they're doing in Houston. Look at what Austin is doing in Houston. Look at what they're doing in Houston. They beat the shit out of Prairie View over and over and over until they finally broke it. Now they're going to move on to the next big thing. Harris County.
Well, they're inching closer and closer.
They already coming this way. So, I mean, y'all don't see it.
It's in the backyard.
East Texas. And they're going to beat it. They're going to beat it. They're going to split it. Until it's nothing. It's dissolved. The power that you had will be gone. And that's in your pastor, in your teacher, doctor. None of them people's gonna even matter no more unless they the gatekeepers. Nationwide is on your side. Nationally, what you got? What you notice nationally, Trisha, that's been going on? And don't you say nothing about Joe Biden.
I don't have anything to say. That's
I'm glad. I'm glad you don't, because you know why?
it's pointless.
Because I would have fell out of this chair laughing at you tonight. Okay.
Listen, I don't take a. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm a Trishatarian. um, I use common sense when I'm talking. Sometimes it's the Republicans I agree with. Sometimes it's the Democrats. Sometimes y'all crazy.
Yeah, I agree with common sense legislation. I don't care who authors it. You know what I'm saying?
I
Um,
just I think at a certain point, if things aren't going to get better until all of the fuckery is gone, all of it, on all sides, everywhere. Like we need a whole new fresh start in Beaumont. We need it across the country, the whole country.
so I
Something
hear you
different, new.
saying a fresh start, and you know I'm low key messy. Have you looked at the third party candidate?
I have not. Who is it?
Dr. Cornell West is the third party candidate.
You're going to kill me. Who is that?
OMG.
I've been so busy with my mother.
I know. I'm so glad
Crazy.
you asked. So Dr. Cornell West is the third party candidate, and this is our national news, so it fits right in. Uh, Dr. Cornell West is the third party candidate, right? And Dr. Cornell West is also one of the modern day civil rights activists. Also, I will say supporter of the Black Panther Party, Black Panther movement. I will say he um, is a critique of national governments, presidents, including Barack Obama, the first African American president in these states. Very critical toward the first black president of this country. And some of the legislations that I hear him willing to champion in favor of people, I think he has a good chance to rattle the cage. But I think being that society has taught us of a two-party system, Republican and Democrat, and all they do is just flip-flop from pawn to pawn. That's it. They go from pawn to pawn.
They took it from a black and white thing to a red and blue thing. See what I'm saying? That's what they did. That's what the
Yeah.
parties are about.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But um, he's one of, you know, I will say this. He went head to head with Candace Owens.
Now, I might not like everything she says, and I might like some of what she says, but that woman knows her shit. So,
He went head to head with Candace Owens.
did he win?
For the listeners and viewers, hey, type in your YouTube search and you know, check out Dr. Cornell West, third party candidate. It's not just Republican and Democrats that's going to be on the ticket in some states.
What?
In
No,
some
wait.
You-
Wait.
the parties
Presidential election?
the parties have to right. The parties have to raise money in order to be official in each particular state.
Okay, so but how do you get elected to be president of the United States if all the states in the United States can't vote for you?
You just don't go through an election in that particular state. But all 49, say for instance, all 49 states can vote for you. If your party is registered, have you registered there?
What is he registered as?
Huh?
Is he registered under a party?
Yeah. the independent party.
Independent, okay.
Yeah.
We're not acknowledging okay, all right. I guess I didn't realize that not all states were recognizing the independent party.
Right. I was about to say, not all states recognize a third party system.
Oh,
And
you learn something every day.
so, like, like when you hear the Republican National Convention and the Democratic Convention,
Mhm.
they're
Yeah, well,
raising
yeah.
money. They're raising money to put their candidate on the ballot in each particular jurisdiction.
And there's where the corruption starts to trickle in.
Hey,
I'm just saying.
if you want your name on the ballot over here, run me. And all we gotta do is shift that power, Tricia.
And now that I've given you the money, you owe me a favor.
You don't owe me nothing. You owe me legislation. Period. I don't want favors. Favors you can't always pay them back. Run me my legislation. Put it in writing. Run me my legislation. Because your promises ain't shit. We see that once we elect you. Put my promises in legislation that governs me. And you.
Yeah.
Put the power back in my hand where it's supposed to be. Power to the people. Power to the people.
The government is a public servant. It's a public servant. It is our power.
To the people, man. It's power to the people. So that's on the national side. Also on the national side, I do want to caution people. Also in the state of Texas, that's also in the 747. All this ties in together. Nationwide, there's an uptick in COVID. Statewide, there's an uptick in COVID. But here in the state of Texas, the government cannot tell you a beeping thing about COVID. They can't warn you. They can't mandate. They can't. Not in the state of Texas. That's one of your 747s or 774s. Yeah, 774. That's one of your 774 laws. Because it's almost 800 laws. I'm telling y'all, that's a whole new constitution. That's a whole new little state.
I think it's a couple of constitutions.
Right. That's a whole new little state. That's like a MUD. That's a municipal district, utility district. That's a whole new entity, y'all.
It's a lot of laws.
Please pay attention to your legislation. Don't worry about the politician. Because the politician gonna pile a lie and pile a lie and pile a lie and titian all the good things in his own pocket. Okay? But if you don't play, or if you are not at the table or at the ballot box and at these meetings, commissioners meetings, if you're not astute, you're not sending them messages, letting them know I'm watching you, they gonna run them up, which is what they doing. That's why our attorneys general was running from the law.
It boggles my mind.
I'm telling you, this man been running from the law. And when they was there to serve him, his wife is an accomplice. He ain't here. And he scooped out the back door. I'm telling you, these are the elected in the state of Texas.
Oh my God.
Our governor, a tree fell on him, paralyzed him. He sued the property owner for, girl,
Yeah.
if they had insurance, they ain't got insurance no more and they living from pillar to post. Because he sued them for the max, beyond the max, and then wrote the law saying, oh no, you can't sue nobody that high no more. The attorneys general who will fine your child's father for not paying child support, but when you look at it, the attorneys general got some change from your husband or your baby's father, and none of it went to your damn child.
They're going to tell you to go get a job, too. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I need to collect child support from my baby daddy, but I also have to get a job because the government told me to.
Yeah, you got to now. You ain't got no choice. You owe
Or-
child support.
What happens if I don't get a job? What happens if I don't get a job? Does he get to keep his child support?
You got to offer the God side.
I just want to know who gets the money.
The attorneys general.
It sure ain't the kid.
The children ain't getting it now, Trisha.
That's disgusting.
Okay, like say for instance, your husband makes $17,850 in a month.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say what?
In a month.
Don't give him no ideas.
Yeah. You know how much other yeah, of course, your taxes and all that, all this and all that. But your child support is gonna come out.
Yeah, isn't it before taxes though? In New York it is. And it's 17% for one child and 32 for two children and up. Or
I was about to say.
Years ago. I don't know.
The first child, yeah. It's them first. Before taxes. Other children, this Texas. You better do. They try to encourage a small family here. For real. That's what they try to encourage. But like you have fees on top of fees on top of fees before your child even get the check or the card. You got a fee attached with the card. Every time you use the card, it's a fee.
Oh my God.
And the state of Texas is wanging. I'm talking about wanging.
My favorite is if you're not paying your child support, we're gonna take your driver's license, and then how are you gonna get back and forth to work to pay your child support?
Look,
or we'll put you in jail where you can really pay your child support.
Yeah, we'll put a surcharge on you. Then you got to pay your child support and your surcharge. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's gonna be a whole bunch of prostitutes in a little while to pay surcharges. No, I definitely want to thank all the watchers and listeners that decided to come on with us this evening. Thank y'all so much. We will be here again next Thursday. Again, this September makes it every Thursday. We'll be shaking the table at the Round Table Talk. Y'all hope y'all have a good night. God bless y'all. Good night.
Don't drink the water.
Don't.